Hello everyone and welcome to another flip through. I'm sorry if you hear rattling. There are seagulls just fighting on the roof. I'm in the attic and my ceiling is the roof. So don't know why they just choose to do it now. Like, why now? Anyway, so today we're going to be looking at the Tarot of Vampyres. No, the box is put away because I was actually edging this in crimson, so just in case you were wondering what marker I was using or what colour it was, that's it. And there's the code if I can focus on it. So R445 in the pro markers, or the Windsor and Newton, that's the brand. So we're going to get into this rule. I had to put this back in order. This is from a friend of mine called Zodiac Queen. I believe she's on YouTube. I will link her YouTube below. But yeah, so we're going to get into the deck in a second. The book is supposed to be like phenomenal, right? So I haven't really looked at it, the book. I've been like letting the deck just there, bonding with it, and then I read the book. Because it's like, I always say, if you were given a book about a person, would you read the book or get to know them in your own way? Do you know what I mean? So it's like that kind of sense. There are no pictures in the book, which is nice. But we'll just have a look at it here. So we'll go to the High Priestess. So this is all about like the essence, the message, the analytics and the symbolism. Then we have the shadow meaning. So there's a lot in it. Like that's about 1, 2, 3 pages on one card. So there's a lot in it. There's also some spreads here. That's not a spread, that's a Kabbalah. Let's see. There were spreads here. I'm sorry, the birds just distracted me because they were just making noises. So here's the spread. So we have the Elemental Cross, the Book of Shadows, and the Blood Trial. I say we could try the 3-1. Yeah, it's just past, present, future. That's literally it. They just called it a blood trial in this, or Ian Daniels did. But it's really informative, I've been told, and like that's 3 pages on one card. That's crazy. So yeah, let's get into the cards. I had to film a new clip because the birds came back. God damn it. So I've edged this in crimson, which is kind of in the light now, and against this looks like blood red, which is nice against the rose, which is the backing. So have a look at the backing. There's it, the rose, and if I turn it, as I turn it, you'll see the red. It's a nice touch. Like loads of people were doing black, and I saw one person do red, and I have to do red. Have to do red. So we're going to get into this and just talk through it, and then, as usual, when the minors come up, listen to some creepy music or something. So here we have the Fool. It's a very dark deck. I'm going to say this now, so be warned. It's a very dark deck. It's very vampire orientated, so there's blood, a lot of blood. This is an interesting Fool. He doesn't have a dog with him, but there are dog masks down here. I noticed that. He does have his rose, saying like he's given life to the rose, and there's like I don't know, this is interesting. Like, what's the concept of this Fool? Let's see. Can we get the Fool? I'd love to read. We'll just read through the book on snippets of why the Fool's this way. It doesn't seem to give like a depiction of the card itself. No, it's not. It's just saying that he contains himself in the elements and he's ready to take chances and such. But no, it doesn't say like this is a vampire holding the cup up in the air. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't do that. Like the way the other decks go. This is a King of Wands. He's a man with ginger hair and has fire energy and stuff like that. It doesn't do those kind of depictions. So that's the Fool. And I love how there's a raven rather than a dog as well. There are dog masks down here, which does still give the essence of the Fool. And he's like on the edge of something. I think it's a tomb or something. Like he's being reborn. So because the Fool is all about being rebirth and new fresh starts and such. So maybe he's doing a ritual to become a vampire or something like that. The magician. You can see that the suits in this are skulls, grails, scepters, and skulls. What's the other one? Oh, there's another one. Skulls, scepters, grails, crosses. I think it's crosses. No, it's not crosses. I was just looking at them. Knives. So where's the knife? There's the knife in the skull. God, I was like swords, and I was like trying to think of it in this deck's terms. Mercury retrograde does not have me speaking English at all this month. Not at all. I can't speak English at all. So yeah, there's the magician. Still very, you know, as above as below pose, just a vampire kind of alchemist, and it still gets the point across. The priestess, I love this priestess. It's like she went the other way. So rather than going, here's all the all-knowing knowledge, she now has like the book of shadows or whatever it is floating here. She's in this pure white dress. She's not a vampire by the looks of it, but there is blood on her lips. But it looks like she is a vampire hunter because she has the bow and arrow here. I feel like she would be the vampire hunter, in a sense. Like, she's the one who's still, I don't know, they're not evil in a sense, but they're like, how do I put it? Vampires are the undead in a way, so she's like the one who represents life and such like that, so that would make sense. And she has a black candle, so she's wearing off the evil spirits. This is the Empress. The Empress is on the box. Now, I put the box away because it's so big, and I have 2 boxes on my desk to be my tripod. Do you know? So I have enough boxes to last me a lifetime. But it comes in like a magnetic one that Llewellyn do. Literally the magnetic clasp. You open it up and it's there. You pull the ribbon out. Simple as, we've all seen it before. And it's just bright red on the inside. And on the book opening, the box opening, it has a red painting with a white rose. So there you go. So the Empress here is very interesting. So as I was edging them, like, I didn't really look at them, but this one did stand out. I will say that as I was edging it. Oh, like, she does have her female, like the feminine energy symbol here on her neck. She has the pomegranates that aren't ripened yet. They're still green. But the other thing is, I've noticed that she's very, I don't know, she's just like coming to terms with something. Like, she's realised she is a vampire, and all here is like where her womb or her tummy is, it's covered in blood. So they're going, has she given up the chance of like being a mother because she's turned into a vampire, or what? This is a very interesting take on the Empress, and I do like it because it's like her fruits aren't ripened yet, so she's kind of probably still learning to be a vampire. I don't know, it's just really cool. I like this term. And there's her heart, because remember she has the big heart shield on the side of her throne, but she has it as another necklace here. It's really pretty. And she does, instead of stars, she has like these little flowers going around. 1, 2, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. She has 13, but I don't know. It's just interesting. Look at that as a oh my goodness, can't English. Look at that as how they complement each other. That's the word. Like, just wow. Oh my god, the Emperor has the ripened pomegranates. That's interesting. His scepter is the ram's head. He does have the rose that she was holding. So they do complement each other very well. There is a bee here on his one. So bees are the symbol of like life. Oh, she does have a bee. She does have a bee as well. But on the right, and he has one on the left. Okay, that's interesting. It's the whole thing there, like there's a symbolism for the masculinity. One of the ram masculinity, or Mars. I think it's Mars. correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, no, that's really nice. That's really cool. The Hierophant. This is interesting for Hierophant. It's like the... What's it remind me of? It reminds me of... Have you ever seen The Black Cauldron? It reminds me of the villain in that. The big cloaked guy. I cannot remember his name for my life, but yeah, it's like that. And you go to him. Like this is like the vampire leader, if that sense. But you don't see his face. Like he's the original Nosferatu or whatever it is. That's what it looks like. They have a blue candle here. They have skulls of other vampires on the throne. He has his pentacle thing there. He has a wolf, which is interesting. The wolf, I think he's just tamed the wolf to be a werewolf, or it is a werewolf in like a lichen form, and it's just there to tame the vampires if they lash out. This lover's card is beautiful. I can't even tell where her hair stops and then becomes a white rose, which is beautiful. It's so nice. This is like, oh, they even have the death moth on her. Oh, that's interesting. So it's like he's the vampire and he's changing his beloved into a vampire. Wow. Yeah, it's like he's turning her into one. The death moth is beautiful. I don't like moths, just saying. Don't like them. They eat your clothes. They can go away. But yeah, no, it's really nice. That's a really nice one. Ooh, chariot. I don't know what creature this is. It's like a jaguar with wings. I'll look it up and see what it is for myself. But this is the chariot, and I like how we have a Cancerian symbol on the armor here. Her armor. I've no idea. They're going into battle. It's a very fast-paced chariot. Unlike just an ordinary Rider-Waite one where they're just sombering out of just somber and just chilling, going out of the city, you know, just a typical chariot. The strength card is this a panther, which is nice to see for a change, rather than a lion or a tiger or a bear. Actually, we've only seen bears once, I think, or a tiger once. But yeah, no, that's a lovely strength card. She has tamed that jaguar so much that it's just gonna... If she says kill, it will kill. Do you know what I mean? The Hermit. This seems to be the Hierophant, it looks like. I just feel like it looks like the Hierophant running away. Or going away to get some... Because he's bringing the skulls that look like they were on the throne. I'm trying to see, like, is there a storyline through the cards? And the wolf is following them, protecting the Hermit. The symbol for, I think, I can't remember that one. Is that Scorpio? I might be really... I'm not really... Like, I'm forgetting so much stuff lately. It's not funny. But yeah, that's the Hermit. Fortune, simple as. It's just the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the colours of the rainbow by the looks of it. Just different variations of the colours, because roses come in different colours. So it's very simple and straightforward. Justice. I like this Justice card. She has her knife here, so she's like ready to do the choose, like who lives or who dies kind of thing, or who is the next victim or the next person to be fed on, and they drain their blood into these bowls, because it looks like these bowls are the scales to weigh out I don't know, the delivery of, like, this is a very weird Deliveroo, let's just leave it at that. It's a very weird Deliveroo. The Hanged Man, see what I mean? Like, this is very, very gruesome for a hanged man. Like, we have the snake here, the snake is feasting into the bowl here, and it's a vampire that's been nailed to a crucifix by the looks of it. But I don't know if it's a vampire or a demon, because there's horns on the guy. There's horns there. Now this, I don't know what happened. There's something sticky on the cards when I was taking them out. So if this is just a quick tip while we're here. If this happens, actually I'll do it at the end. Keep it at the side. Um, the death card. Very simple. I don't know why there's a vampire that's dead though. Maybe, but there's no like. It's interesting. Is she alive or is she dead? Who knows? Who knows? Temperance. This looks painful. Why does it look so painful to do this? Like that balance is not nice. The devil. This is very lustful for towards the devil figure here. It's like she's watching out and like going, "This is my master," whereas this one is like wants the devil. It's really interesting because they're probably, I presume these are angels now, but so very interesting, very interesting. I'm just speeding up a bit because we've been here for like 13 minutes. The tower. It's funny how this one in the background, someone being shot by lightning, but not the one he's running from. And this is the one falling and not this one, so he's probably seeing that. I don't know if he's running to help him or is he running away to save himself. Like, that's really interesting. The one in the back is getting shot, like, by the lightning. The star card. I could see the innocence in this. These look like young Wiccans or young witches who are doing a ritual to summon a vampire, because there's another girl here in the background. And they don't know what they're getting themselves into. The star does always sometimes mean innocence, I find. Yeah, that's really interesting. Like, she's giving life to this bush of roses, but she's also trying to revive the bouquet that are on the altar. Very cool. Very interesting. The moon. I love this moon card, actually. There's no wolves or dogs or anything. It's just straightforward. Like, there she is, and she's made a choice. She's made the choice to become a vampire or kill someone. Who knows? So here's the sun. I like this. It's like the devil and the moon card came together there. It's very pretty. Very pretty. Judgment. Huh. Trying to grasp that as judgment is very interesting. Like, is he coming back from the dead himself? Or has he made the choice to burn everyone? All the vampires? The world card. I like that all the symbolisms are there. Like the snake, the tiger, or the jaguar, sorry, or the panther, and then the bird, and then the human. So they're all there. That's still a world card. Okay, now we're on to the minors. So I'm going to keep quiet and just flip through them. Okay. So that was the flip through of the miners. I've noticed two cards here. Now this is just a small, very quick tutorial. Some of them, I don't know what it was. There was just something sticky on them, and maybe when they were peeled off or when they were used. Because this is a pre-owned deck, it's not brand new. They might just peeled off or whatever. But what, as you can see, I'm holding a marker. So what we're going to do is just fill in this, but I'm going to be careful and maybe get just an ordinary writing pen, because it can bleed into the border that I've already made, which is the lovely red, and we can go in here, and I'm just gonna just colour that in just a little bit. I have to go off camera because like I can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, just colour that bit in. And if you want to check and make sure it didn't bleed, you just put up against another one. It didn't bleed, so it's grand. So now that, I know it looks a bit messy, but it's just to give it a barrier. And then you get your marker and just poke, just like don't rub it, just tip, just dab it. Because that biro should act as a little barrier. Okay. Now this one is not as close to the edge on the Prince of Skulls here. So we're just going to do the same thing. You don't need to do the barrier because it's not so close to the edge. Alright. This is just a small little way to repair decks. Like I have the what was it? It's the Gilded Tarot. Or the tarot, the easy tarot. Well, that one comes with that. I have one that was found in a charity shop. And it's been used by the person who owned it and put it in the charity shop, or the one, like, it was owned by someone who bought it brand new, then it was owned by someone who obviously put it before they put it in a charity shop, and then it was owned by a friend of mine, or not, or just someone I met through friends, and they gave it to me, and it was so used that I was like, it's the first deck I edged, and it was like, it's been loved, and I still have it, and I bring it around with me in my handbag, so that's my on-the-go deck, really. I'm trying to use that one more, because I like a full-size deck when I do readings. Like, mini, like, tins are great, but you know when you just go, oh, I need to hold a full-size deck. So that is the Tarot of the Vampyres. Tarot of Vampire, that's great, just fall off. But we'll do a quick reading. See how they shove it. This is Llewellyn, but compared to other Llewellyns, this is it's a thicker cardstock, I'm gonna say that, but it's not as like luxurious as modern day Witch, you know what I mean? It's not as luxurious as that. This one jumps out. I'll give it another good shuffle because I think we're just going to get the ones that are in order. Pop from the middle here. The 5 of Knives. 5 of Swords. Ooh, and the Queen of Cups. Queen of Grails. Okay, and the bottom of the deck is the 2 of Skulls. The bottom of the deck is 2 of Skulls. I'll just move these guys down. Okay, so we need some new perspective on something here. We need some new perspective on what's to come, maybe. So let's see. We have the Emperor. So we need some new perspective maybe on leadership. Like, maybe not as a personal gain or like a manager or something. It could also mean a global situation as well, like a country situation or whatever. But we do need some sort of new perspective of leadership. Like, maybe you need another it could also be you need a new perspective from a father figure as well. So you could also be like seeking guidance from this father figure, to get a new perspective. Going, can you give me your opinion on this? And then you get their opinion and you go, oh, I didn't think of it that way. So there could be that kind of sense. The Five of Knives is the Five of Swords. You're constantly picking up other people's work, and this is very Nine of Swords, I will say, this kind of art depiction of the Five of Swords. But you know, the one where you're just picking up all the swords and you know, it's just haunting you. You're trying to rest here. You're knackered from doing everyone else's work. So maybe you need some perspective on this situation of doing everyone else's work and no one's picking up their slack. We have the Empress. So we see that. I'm going to give that another shuffle because in case. So maybe you need some perspective from a parent situation. Like, you know, your parents or some figures that are like one male and one female, and they're kind of like, you know, like two managers or something like that, like that are in the hierarchy of the company, or in your friends, like there could be an older friend who's male or female, or vice versa. You know, it could be, because nowadays, you know, anyone can be anyone, and you can be whoever you want to be. Do you know? So like, it could be a masculine energy that you need to go and talk to about a perspective of something, and then you go to the Empress to sort this situation out. Okay. Then we have the Queen of Cups. I had to shuffle that because we got two the same in the row. Queen of Cups. So this is how you come out on top. You come out feeling emotionally sane and level-headed, and you know, I love how she has a pet snake in this. So she's just like, I know how to play this game now. I know what to do. I know how to play this game. We have 10 of Swords here. Okay. Even though you've done this, like you have this emotional, you know, sanity or level-headedness, it feels like you've betrayed not only yourself or your nature, but you've probably betrayed, you feel like you've upset these two. Because they're like, okay, why did you do that? You're like, well, I took your advice. And you're like, well, that's not what we wanted you to do. Do you know what I mean? So it could be that. And then we have the Two of Skulls as the overall energy. So this is the Two of Pentacles. Yeah. So it's very, you're balancing a lot here. A lot. You're balancing a lot. You're trying to people please two very important people in your life by getting their perspective and their advice on something. And then you come out as the Queen of Cups, which is usually a soft, gentle woman. You know, they're usually a soft, gentle, like feminine energy. But with the Ten of Swords there, it feels like, whoa, you went very sly there. And because like, I love how there's a snake here, as I was saying, like it's very sly and devious, but it's nothing to do with the Queen of Cups. Like, it's just reading it as an intuitive from the art, from the picture, I would have thought that was the Queen of Swords. Do you know? But yeah, no. So emotion, maybe we're like manipulative in the emotional sense, and it hurt people. I'll just do the future, so we'll do the one that goes down here, Two of Knives. Went from two of Skulls to a Two of Knives, so now you're protecting yourself, because you're like, no, I'm not going down that road again. I cannot do this again. That was just awful. I cannot betray people again. Okay, so I'll leave that there, guys. So that is the reading, and that is the flip through of the Tarot of Vampires. I will leave that there, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.